Good morning, everyone. Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, urging everyone to please remember that in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. This is Recent Finds video number 31. I've got some electronic dance music, some avant-garde weirdness, some jazz fusion, and a racy cover. So we'll get started with the racy cover. And I've been on the look for this one. Actually, there's two variants to this cover, and it's a 12-inch single, a promo by the Pet Shop Boys for the song Before. So I don't know how YouTube is going to react to this album cover. I mean, I'll just briefly show, the album cover because, or I could just describe it and not risk the potential of being, having this video taken down. But the cover shows a flaccid penis to represent the state of things before arousal, and that's the name of the single, Before. So there is a red cover variant, okay, which is the one that I have. There is also a blue cover variant. And I did find a vendor that had both of them, and it was a U.S. vendor. In Discogs anyway, pretty much the only sellers who have it are in Great Britain. And while sometimes the price of it is reasonable, the cost of shipping often doubles what you're spending in order to get it. So when I saw this with a U.S. vendor, I jumped on this one because, $5 shipping. So I bid on both of them. He was accepting, bids. But the thing was, the blue one, he emailed me, the blue one was already sold. But I did get the red one for the bid that I submitted. And yeah, it's a 12-inch single of the song Before. There's the underground mix on one side, a dub mix, and then there's dance mix instrumentals on the other side. It's a decent cover, a decent single, I should say. And here's a needle drop for you. Also from that same vendor is this particular dance compilation. Paris Pilton was suggesting this to me, and this is the Classic House series, and this is Classic House 3 from the Master Cuts label. This is some really good house music from the 80s, and this would have been before I really got into my club scene. I didn't do that until roughly the mid 90s and then on. But we've got a lot of songs on here that are from the mid to late 80s. From 1986, 87 through 1989. By the club by Cultural Vibe on The House, Kenny Jam and Jason with Fast Eddie, songs like Give Me Back the Love, Can You Dance, Who's Gonna Ease the Pressure, Can You Party, Can You Feel It, Release Your Body. A lot of really, really good tracks on here from a house music era that I just missed out on. But this is some really good stuff. I was really pleasantly surprised. The more I listened to it, the more I realized just really how good this is. And I'll certainly be looking for more of these. But again, this is the same kind of thing as with the Pet Shop Boys single, is that a lot of the vendors, at least in Discogs, are British. And so while these are very affordable, the shipping just drives the price crazy. So I'm always looking for US vendors who may have good copies of this. And so the needle drop I'll play for you is the song Give Me Back the Love. Excellent house music from the middle to late 80s. As I say, an era that I just happened to miss out on. All right, so then moving on, I picked up another record from this electronic band dance group, and that is Boards of Canada, and this is Geogaddi, which was a, oh, by the way, I didn't mention, with the Pet Shop Boys, that was a 1996-ish 12-inch single. The Classic House 3 is from 1995. And then Boards of Canada, the OG of this was released in 2002. My copy is a 2013 remastered reissue. So I have the first, their debut, and really liked that. And then this is, I don't know if I like this one even better than their the debut. This is just really excellent music. And definitely if you are into electronic music that has connections to techno and dance music, but isn't necessarily overtly that style of music, it's music. This is just really incredible material. Check out the Boards of Canada, Geogaddi. The needle drop I have for you is from the song Music is Math. Double album, 3 sides, and yeah, I just highly recommend this particular one as well from Boards of Canada. This next one is a blind buy. I just thought, okay, number one, it's on the Warp label. So I've had very, very, very good experiences picking up records that are on the Warp label. And the cover kind of intrigued me. So the band is called The Black Dog, and the album is Spanners. Now, the original release was in 1994. This is a 2023 repress. And it's got a very cool label on here. And this is really good. And for a blind buy, I was pretty lucky because in reading up on it while I was listening to it, this is considered one of their classic releases. This is techno, they call it techno you can play at home, which was part of a movement and may have influenced or just came about at roughly the same time as projects like Audiker, Aphex Twin, Music. I have Aphex Twin, and I also have released by Music. Do not have any Audiker at this time. But yeah, this is just really, really good material. It's another double album, so I got lucky with this blind buy. The needle drop I have for you is called Chase the Manhattan. Very techno, and so it's music that's also going to make you want to get up and move around. This is techno music you can play at home, so it's not necessarily. And in fact, I think some of the DJs were kind of reluctant to play because they thought they would get booed at the clubs if they played any of this. But it certainly grew in popularity. Now the next one, I'm always adding this person to my collection. I think this person was brilliant in just practically everything they ever did, and that's Ryuichi Sakamoto. And this is the release Esperanto, which originally was in 1985. This is a 2021 French remastering. And it's, being 1985, we're in that period where he's, with the pop albums or whatever, the studio albums that he was doing, there was still that, the style was still kind of Yellow Magic Orchestra, but Sakamoto was also starting to do more symphonic style music for soundtracks. Just before the release of this, we had the soundtrack for Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. So you had these two things going on. And even after this, there was still a little bit of that electronic sensibility that, that was still influencing his work from Yellow Magic Orchestra. This is very different from that. This is music that was written for a dance performance by a Melissa Fenley. And it's really quite different, really quite amazing, really quite enthralling. And again, it's just, so far, I just love everything that Ryuichi Sakamoto has done. This is another great addition to my collection. The needle drop I'll play for you is from the song Dolphins. Fantastic material. Just what a varied career. What horizons he explored musically. Just really, really amazing. Now, getting more into maybe jazz fusion type of material, we've got this by Ryo Kawasaki and the Golden Dragon. The title of the record is called Little Tree. This is from 1980. This is, however, a 2019 reissue. I've got a couple records by Ryo Kawasaki, jazz fusion guitarist, really amazing guitarist. Really love this material. And he does some really amazing things with guitar synthesizers. I have a release by him that is just about everything is done with a guitar synthesizer. Amazing material. This one is probably, I'm not going to say more accessible. I'm just going to say it's more familiar to the ear in terms of style. And it's a really great album as well. The needle drop I have for you is the song Midnight Fire Engine. So Ryo Kawasaki, great jazz fusion guitarist from Japan. Excellent releases. And many of his releases, I think, particularly Juice, I believe that's his. OGs of that are really expensive. And they just, boom, went up in price. I remember seeing them, going for like $40. This would have been 5-6 years ago. And I kind of thought, oh, these kind of expensive. And then boom, all of a sudden they escalated, doubled in price and even more. Right. The next one that I have is another jazz fusion artist. And this is Alexander Flood, and the record is Oscillate. So they were playing this record in the store I was in and just really, really like it. It's got kind of a, it's got kind of a jazz fusion feel to it, but it also has a EDM kind of feel to it as well. This is a 2023 release from Germany. Not a whole lot of information out there about him, but it's really, really good. The needle drop I have for you is the title track, Oscillate. what I find kind of interesting as well is that the store owner was telling me that, yeah, there's this one song on here that at the end, it just kind of ends abruptly, and there's, everything seems to be out of sync. And so just be aware of that. And I thought, well, okay. Now you tell me after I give you my money. But I've listened to this, and there's nothing like that on there. There is a song that I think fits that description that he was talking about, but we're talking about a song that simply has polyrhythms going on that, ends abruptly. I don't think there was any recording error or anything like that. I think everything to me is just really good on this record. So if you see it, Alexander Flood, Oscillate. And then the last one I have here is we're going back to some roots, okay? Coil is one of my favorite acts right now. They are among my top 5 performers, musical artists, for sure. And so I'm now going back to some of the other projects that Coil members were involved with prior to, and sometimes simultaneously while they were working in Coil. And that is this one here, Psychic TV, Those Who Do Not. The OG of this would have been released in 1984. It was a limited edition pressed in Iceland. My copy is a 2023 limited remaster. And so we're talking about, I've got the black, there is a red variant as well. And so this is pre-Coil. This was released in 1984. And it includes, as part of this project, Peter Christopherson, who, besides being involved with Robin Gristle, went on to form Coil. And this double LP is, this is industrial, this is avant-garde, and kind of weird in some places. And so not necessarily for everybody, but I am so twisted that I love this kind of material. And the needle drop I have for you is the title track, Those Who Do Not. The recording is very primitive lo-fi, in part because some of the tracks were recorded live. And yeah, you just got to listen to it. And if it's not in your wheelhouse, that's perfectly fine. But if you enjoy Coil to any degree, it's probably worth checking out Psychic TV as an earlier iteration of what Coil was to go on and develop. So there you have it, Psychic TV. Those are my recent finds. Leave a comment in the Down Under. I do enjoy getting the comments, love them in fact. And also remember that you can follow me also on Instagram, where I go by the handle NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE76. And then I have a Facebook page, Kelvin Wazoo, where I post not just my YouTube videos, but other videos and other music-related articles that I find. Yeah, so hit the like button. I do appreciate that, and it does help with distribution. I really enjoy the comments, as I said. So, yeah, take some time, leave a comment if you like, and subscribe. But as always, remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.